Next, we've got to talk about the big crash at the Azulia Basque Country race. Tour de France defending champ Jonas Vingegaard broke his collarbone, his ribs, and suffered a collapsed lung. He's apparently stable, but still in hospital at the time of recording. Remco Evenepoel has a broken collarbone and scapula. Primoz Roglic went down but escaped without any fractures. Wout van Aert also broke a collarbone and ribs after a crash at the end of March. I did see the crash, and it was hideous and horrible.
Yeah, it was nasty.
It actually reminded me of the crash, or some of the crashes that happened at the Rio Olympics, where there was these big, it was this massive descent, and on the sides of the road, there was these huge storm drains. And it was the same thing here, wasn't it? It was an unprotected storm drain that, well, you know, if you end up in a storm drain, you're going to get hurt.
That's what I fell into that in Malaysia.
Storm drain?
Yeah. Walking away from a 7-Eleven, but they put paving slabs on top.
Yeah.
And then it just collapsed and my leg went through it. And obviously it's like a meter deep.
Yeah.
So I just kept going and I dropped my bike. And I think that's where I damaged my bike and it just wouldn't stop bleeding. I was like, what's happened? 1 minute I was just walking and the next minute everyone's like, ah! And I fell in a hole.
So you are also out of the Tour de France this year.
Storm drains are very big. Don't cycle into them or walk into them.
That was a really nasty crash. But this sort of means that two of the biggest GC contenders are now potentially out of the Vuelta and the Tour de France.
All the hitters.
Yeah. So it could be Pogacar's path to victory.
After I read this, my first thought was, I wish I'd seen it quicker, and I would have gone straight down the bookies and put money on Pogacar to win the Tour de France, because if they're not in it, he's definitely won. 100% without fail.
They'll be in it. Unless they're...
But Vingegaard, so he's got a broken collarbone, broken ribs, collapsed lung. The Tour de France is under 3 months away.
Oh, okay. It was Vingegaard that had the most injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Collarbone's a quick one. You'll be back on the bike within a week, and a turbo at least.
Ribs, though, that stops you from...
being in a good position. It'll be very uncomfortable.
He won't be able to put efforts in. So it'll be hard to maintain the top end.
There's not much you can do with broken ribs. You just leave it and hope. And
it's like toes.
I saw someone online saying, could it be a comeback year for Egan Bernal? He came third in the...
He's had a lot of good results
Catalonia.
this year.
Yeah.
He's been simmering around a lot.
Yeah.
We will have to keep tabs on what's going on with this, because obviously it makes a huge difference to the biggest race of the year.
Yes. Get well soon.
On a different note, did you see that one of the Ineos boys was disqualified over a sticky bottle?
Oh.
So 20-year-old Josh Tarling, is he one of your mates?
I was my roomie in Cape Rouleau, but when he was like 14, and we rode Paris-Roubaix together as well, not the race, like a sportive, and he was dropping me when he was like 14. I'm glad he's actually good.
So Josh Tarling suffered a puncture at the 143 kilometre to go mark, and he sticky bottled basically too long at too fast a speed to get back into the group. And there was a video of it, and it looked like he was going 70 miles an hour hanging on to a car. I don't know how fast it was, but they definitely made a big effort to get him back on. And yeah, rightly so, he got disqualified.
Well, it's just roulette. You do that to get back on a race, always. I've done that. All riders do, but usually like they don't care. Or you just do it at the right time and nobody sees. Or the TV cameras see it and then you get DQ'd, and that's harsh. That is harsh.
Well, surely it depends though how far and how fast.
I think it should be a tough policy. If you get caught doing it, you're out.
Well, I think there should be zero sticky bottle. I don't think it should be allowed.
What about magic spanner?
What's that?
It's like,
None of it.
No, there's something wrong with your bike. And then you're holding onto the car, getting it fixed for like 5 minutes.
No, you should have to stop. You should have to stop.
It's part of bike racing and has been for many, many years. It's not going to stop.
Lotto Kopecky won
Paris-Roubaix.
In that race, there is a video of her taking a spanner from the car and tightening up her handlebars as she's riding, and she still won the race.
Skills.
So Josh Tarling, that's what he should have been doing rather than sticky bottling. Get yourself back on.
He's very young, isn't he? You live and learn.
You don't. I think some of this comes down to the DS. Because your brain is like a mess when you're racing. You're focused. Everything's going on. You just had a puncher getting back on, and your DS is like, "Come on, hold on, do this."
True.
You just do what they say, especially if you're 20.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually it's a fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot of fines.
But
everyone has.
Don't you think that this should just not be allowed? If you have a puncture, that's surely
well,
part of the
maybe
race.
that's a bigger
that's like
question.
Surely part of racing is equipment, having the right tires, knowing what pressures to use, maybe using tubeless on certain races. You know, like all of that is surely part of racing. Like
it's changed over the years.
It
used to be
all other sports.
It used to be you fix your own punctures, you do everything yourself. There's no team cars, but it has evolved and evolved and evolved, and now there's all these tactics involved with like how to get back onto a race. You know, the convoy, moving through a convoy. It's part of racing.
But surely holding on is basically motor doping.
Yeah, but you lose so much time if you have a puncture or you have a mechanical or there's a crash and you end up on the floor. Getting back on the race is impossible sometimes unless you do something like that. So you take the risk, and that's part of it.
Part of racing, therefore, should be you will potentially lose teammates, and therefore that compromises. You know, that should be part of racing. It should be actually you've lost 3 teammates because they got punctures and they're not able to get back on because they're not strong enough, or the race is going too fast. So now you are down to less team members. So that is now how you have to proceed to the rest of the race.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it should just be flat out banned, not allowed. Every time I see it, I'm just like, how can holding on to a car be okay? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but I agree with your point, Francis. I think it's down to the people in the car.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's down to everyone, but also, you know, you can't just blame the rider.